Bam, 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 bam.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bam, 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 bam. Welcome back to another episode of Caps. It's playoff week. We got wild card weekend is upon us. The playoffs are set. We're ready to go. Let's go.
Welcome back to another Caps Off episode.
Bro. We're all in the playoffs. We are all in the fucking playoffs.
Shout out.
Playoffs.
And we made it through a whole season and Caps Off is still here.
I know. Let's go.
We haven't failed yet.
Well, no, they told us to turn off the delete the
they
podcast
said,
multiple
who gave
times.
these guys a mic? Proof that anyone can have a podcast right now. You got 20K followers, motherfucker? What's up?
Yeah. Let's go.
Also, we're back. We took a week off. Shout out to Mar Hamlin. Glad he's doing
great.
Doing a lot
So
better
good.
with
I'm
those
Be honest,
videos.
pretty stunned about that.
I
That's
know,
fucking
dude. That was
awesome.
it was so scary.
I
What a
mean,
legend.
And then Naeem Hines
That's
returning.
great. Two?
Not
Go.
only that, it's been 3 years and 3 months since the last kickoff
saw
return.
Dude,
Bro, people
and
are
then-
just looking for these like crazy
I know.
stats.
We need an
No, but,
analytics
like, I'm
guy.
telling-
It's
Stat guy.
beautiful. Look, Josh Allen said it. God is real, man. God
I was
is
about to say that.
God
That
is
is
dope.
proof.
there. God
That
is
is
dope.
proof that God.
Yep.
Like, there
No
is a
matter
God.
what your religion is, we can all believe that God is real. And he's
100%.
there
At the
looking
very
over
least,
us.
there's a greater force because like that you couldn't have scripted that any better.
At
I'm thinking
all.
of like
Incredible.
emotional sports moments that like are fucking crazy. Like
Yeah,
they give you
bro.
the chills. There's that. There's D Gordon hitting a home run after
Yeah.
Jose Fernandez is
That
dead.
was-
A guy that
That
never
was
hit homers.
insane.
You remember
like-
after Kobe passed, there were like 8 games the next day that were all like.
It was like 81,
nationally televised. There were
or-
hella games that were like
Yeah.
8-24 at the
yeah.
time, like
Or
all
like-
at the
yeah,
same
yeah.
time. It
They
was like
started,
crazy.
it was like I think it was the Lakers' first game after that. They started up 24-8 or something
Yeah.
like that.
That's
It's like
insane.
weird shit.
Like,
And like the
insane.
timing of
And
it
there were, like-
was
there were,
like
like-
8 minutes and 24
Yeah,
seconds.
Yeah.
and there were like 8
yeah.
games that were
Yeah.
all like in the, like it was in some
It was
wild
weird.
Sports
shit,
are
but it's-
beautiful, bro.
Sports
also,
are
like
beautiful.
seeing the whole league just rally around, like praying
that-
for him.
yeah.
And
That's
all
what's
that
so
was
cool
just
about
incredible.
sports, bro, is that like you can be black, white, rich, poor, whatever have you, and like you all rally around one specific thing.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate unifier. That's what's so
And
cool
not
about
only
sports.
that, I saw someone tweet this that I haven't seen the country rally around a specific person or thing that happened to this extent in the way that they did around 9/11. In a way, I saw
I
that.
knew you were going to compare it to 9/11,
No,
which
I'm
seems
not-
fucked
I'm
up.
not-
but-
I'm
we have too many 9/11
I'm not
references
comparing. Hold on,
here,
I'm
bro.
not comparing it to that by any means. I'm actually looking at the glass half full side of it, where like you just said, no matter the race, religion, everyone rallied around a single cause.
Yeah.
Amanda, I know Andy, you said the same thing. Like people that don't even watch the sport
Yeah.
knew about this, were interested in knowing
and
more.
my mom
and we're
mom
praying
called
for
me.
it,
We're
too.
praying for
My
it.
mom knew I was at the game. She called me, and I was like, "Oh damn! Like you don't even. I don't think you've watched football in the last 5
Yeah.
years. Like,
Yeah, that's
It's a
crazy.
beautiful thing. I mean, look,
Sports bring people together.
They
That's
really
what
do.
it
So
is.
yeah, we took a week off.
Unfortunate
and-
circumstance, but
yeah.
but
We
I'm
took a
very
week
happy
off
he's doing
Shout
well.
out to Mar, bro.
To pray
Healthy
for
and happy.
tomorrow and kind of just allow this to
boy
settle
dog.
and gather our thoughts. But now we're back and it's playoffs.
Let's talk about the playoffs.
Let's talk about the playoffs.
All of our teams are in the fucking
Hey,
playoffs. That's what I'm talking about.
Shout out us.
Shout out us. We
Hey,
are
Adam,
great
you
fans.
You know what's funny? Adam had to wait the longest to see.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
been
but-
locked up for a little
we've
bit,
been locked up for a
boys.
few weeks.
Yeah, you know.
I'm good though because I did not only did I make the playoffs, I won 150 from Felipe.
Yeah.
yeah.
But what happened is we actually did have a bet where it was the Patriots or Dolphins who would have the better record for 150. But if we can recall a few weeks earlier, Adam was supposed to go a whole week without tweeting about the Dolphins because
Well,
he lost the
addiction's a
bet
hell of a thing. It's hard
he
to-
lost
you
the bet
relapse.
to Jack.
Yeah.
And he wasn't able to fulfill his promise. So now I have an internal
You have probable
conflict.
cause. You have probable
I
cause.
would love to pay you.
Yeah.
I would love to pay you. Because
should you?
looks like you need it. Your Air Forces are a little old. looks
Dude,
like
I need my
looks like you
Coda
need
is
it.
destroying
But
these.
if a man can't hold on to his word, then
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
what I was
dude,
looking at a
thinking.
new apartment, so you
don't
gotta
pay.
say
Bro, I was
Don't
thinking
pay.
I was thinking the same shit because Jerry Jeudy yesterday needed 182 yards to get to 1,000. And if you recall, one of the first episodes I ever had, I was like, if he gets to 1,000,
Roll the
I'll
clip.
get Nastat.
Roll the clip.
100%. Roll that
Roll
shit.
the clip.
Roll the
I
clip. What was
said
that?
it.
September or something?
yeah, September.
You know how many yards
August?
that motherfucker had yesterday? Like 150 something. I was tweaking, but I was like, you know
Russ
what?
was back cooking.
Adam didn't pay up to that bet when the Niners beat the
I
Dolphins.
know.
Hey,
But
Atlantis
He
Felipe,
early-
didn't live up to that bet, so do I have to get a JJ tattooed on my ass?
No.
Maybe I'll do it because I don't really care.
It's a bitch, ain't it? It's a bitch.
Well, no, I need
You don't have to
you're-
pay, Felipe. You
You're,
don't have to
you're
pay.
looking at a new apartment, so you got to save. You got to
Yeah,
save.
save up,
I need you to
save
save.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the playoffs for a second because
We're in
the
the playoffs.
Giants, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, the Niners, we're all in the playoffs. It's very exciting.
It's like this side of the bench is a little bit more of the fraudulent playoff
what do you mean?
side.
Bro, the thing
what
is,
do you
like,
mean?
we've been used to this shit, so it's like,
That's
it's just
true.
another
It's
year
been
in the
6 years for me
playoffs.
to
Like,
I got
I'm
it.
on
That's a good
fucking
point.
cloud nine.
I got a hot take for you.
Oh, do you?
Wait, before your hot
do.
take,
Do you?
to Jack's point,
I feel good.
I think.
I don't.
Wait, when was the last time the Dolphins made the playoffs?
6 years ago.
2016.
Giants
And the
too,
Giants
same.
too, right?
2016, yeah.
Oh, okay, so y'all,
See,
y'all.
because like us,
Mazel.
like
We were last.
I mean,
last year.
even though we haven't won a Super Bowl in a while, we're used to being
We're
in
used
it,
to being
bro.
in
It's
the
playoffs.
nothing
You know
new.
what?
Like,
That's a
I'm
good point.
so
That's a good point.
We've
fucking
known for
happy
weeks,
for you
bro.
guys.
It's
Matan, you have a hot take. What's your hot take, bro?
I think the Giants can win the Super Bowl.
No, you don't. You literally don't.
No, but he said it's a hot take.
You know-
He said
you
it
know
was a
what?
hot
I did
take.
say it was
You know
hot.
what? I think-
I'll be totally
I think
honest.
I could pull K. Adams now. I think that
I'll be
anything's
totally-
fucking possible.
I'll be
Hey,
totally
man.
honest.
That's more realistic.
Disney
do
World,
want
fuck
us.
it.
I do want us to. I'll tell you why I think that in a second because I do have reasons. You know, obviously it's a
Yeah.
bit of a stretch. I don't fully believe it with all of my cojones, but
do.
it's tough.
Go ahead.
But I'll
Why?
tell you why the Giants are going to win the Super
Tell
Bowl.
me.
Okay?
Tell me.
Because I've seen this before twice. All right, with a worse quarterback in Eli Manning, I think Daniel Jones is better than Eli.
What?
Eli get it done.
No.
Eli in the playoffs is
skills
great,
wise,
bro.
Come on.
skills wise,
Nah,
yes,
was
Eli
way
won.
Eli better passer.
Only
Eli
have
won.
so many
Yeah.
hot
Hey,
takes
Eli's a
in
better
one
passer.
take.
Eli won. I'm just saying, Eli would fucking throw picks so much.
He led the league in interceptions twice.
Daniel Jones led the league in interception rating, right? He didn't throw interceptions this season. He has had the best interception rate of
That's
all
his favorite
quarterbacks.
stat.
Eli was
Eli's
never even
borderline
close
Hall
to
of
that.
Fame, bro.
I'm just saying,
That was the
I
DVOA
agree with
stat,
you.
interception
I
rate.
agree with you.
Daniel Jones is also quick.
Eli Manning won.
That's fast.
He got great coaching. He had great defense.
That's true.
He had
No,
great running
way
game.
way more around
He
him.
also had good
And he was
receivers,
clutch.
though, bro.
He was
I'll let
clutch.
you finish your
I
point.
think
I don't
Daniel
like that
Jones is a
point,
more
but go ahead.
skilled. Let me clarify. I think Daniel Jones is a more skilled player than Eli Manning
Still
was.
disagree. Continue.
He's more talented.
Eli Manning could throw the
maybe.
ball farther. I think Daniel Jones can throw as accurately. Probably there's a stat that tells me not that, but I'm just let me
Sure.
let me
But
go
He
with
did
it.
say it was hot. He did
Matan,
say
I said it was
Matan,
hot.
You're doing a little eye test.
I'm an eye
Well,
test
the eye
guy.
test.
Yeah.
He's a way better mobile quarterback
question.
than,
That
than
you can't
Eli,
argue.
without a doubt.
No, yeah.
Well,
I just think that
Bro,
his,
you're probably more
his-
mobile than
you love to
Eli.
talk about you love to talk about
Eli was a fucking
intangibles. I just think
potato,
his
bro.
intangibles are like as good, if not better. He's more athletic than Eli. Whatever, not my point. My point is as to why I think the Giants can win the Super Bowl is because I've seen this before. The Giants are 9-7-1. The Giants won the Super Bowl twice, being 10-6 and 9-7. Underdogs, made the wild card, beat the best teams in the playoffs to then win the Super Bowl. I think if the Giants beat the Vikings in the wild card game, they're going to go in with a shit ton of momentum, and then they'll be able to beat any team in the
They
league.
had to go into Philly probably then. Beat the
you want to know
Eagles.
the issue?
And who did they play decently well against just this week with
The Eagles
fucking,
with all this yeah.
I'm just saying, Davis Webb put up a whole bunch of points against
Shout out
against
UC Berkeley,
a
Cal
great Eagles team, the number
That
one
we're trying
seed.
to win because they want to confirm that
Exactly.
number one.
So my point is with Daniel Jones, with Saquon Barkley, with Leonard Williams, whatever. I think the Giants
Bro,
actually
I
have a
was
chance.
thinking to myself, the Giants win that game if they have all the
I
starters
agree.
in.
I agree.
Yeah, but
I
who
think
cares
that,
about that game? They were locked in. Both
exactly.
teams.
No. It was the right move. It was the right move to bench all those guys for sure.
Yeah. Look,
but I'm
But
just
you
saying.
just said riding a ton of momentum, so what goes up must come down.
All right.
Here's the thing: if there's one team I want to play, it's the Vikings in the playoffs.
Totally.
It's the Vikings right now. Although,
You're talking about like high seeds wise.
I mean,
yeah, exactly. Like the
Because
Giants.
like I'd
out of
like
any
to play
team
the
in-
Giants personally.
If you're the Giants and you're looking at any other NFC team, I mean maybe the Seahawks, but the Vikings are the next team that you'd want to play because I don't think you want to. Like you definitely don't want to face the Eagles. You don't want to face the Niners. You might want to face the Cowboys because they've been looking iffy, but the Vikings have been so bad on multiple occasions.
Especially
You
recently.
want to talk
Yeah.
about
I agree.
something?
I also love that we're playing the Vikings because, like I said, I have many Minnesota fan friends.
Ah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I've been
yeah.
shit talking them all year.
Fuck 'em.
So I need to beat
I wonder
them.
what that line's
That's so
gonna be.
funny because like Minnesota.
Minnesota's
people are
minus
very
three.
nice.
They're nice people.
Minnesota,
Very
as of right
people
now, is
out
minus
there in the
3.
Great White North.
Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Shout out
Minus three
Minnetonka.
sounds-
I almost
sounds
moved to
good.
Minnetonka my
That-
freshman year of high school.
No,
Random
weird.
fact.
Interesting.
It's like a big suburb.
but
Can we
yeah.
talk about something more
Like
realistic?
I
Minnetonka's
do.
crazy on
I
the
do
fourth.
think it's.
Damn,
Look.
that-
I'm saying the extreme here. I think it is a long shot of the Giants to win the Super Bowl, but I thought that in 2007. I thought that in 2012.
Yeah, but-
I'm going to go in with the same confidence.
Okay.
I've
Well,
seen
we
it
could-
before. I feel good
I'll
about
always-
it.
always
I'm happy to make
remember-
the playoffs.
2012 NFC Championship game, Niners fucking Giants. I
Oh
don't know,
my
remember
God,
who
that
it
was a
was.
great game.
We fumbled the fucking punt return to lose the game. That shit, it still pissed me off
That
so
was a hell of a
much, bro.
game. That was a hell of a game.
That was it was an awesome game.
But just great point on the Giants, dude. I hope this works out for
Thanks,
you. You know, it's
man.
going to be a
Yeah,
great
thanks,
game. It's
man.
going to be a
Good
great
luck.
start to
We can talk
2023.
about something more realistic.
But let me just give you some credit.
Yeah, let's close it out.
Back at that point though, the Giants defense back then, like let's
Of course.
Let's talk about
Michael
that, bro.
Strahan,
Michael
Justin
Strahan,
Tuck,
Justin Tuck,
Osi
Osi
Umenyiora.
Umenyiora,
Oh my God.
Antonio
JPP?
Pierce.
Yeah.
JPP?
Like,
No, JPP was later. It was the
later.
2012
Dude,
one.
Fuck me.
Those teams were disgusting.
Yeah, they were good.
Like, the Giants were scary. They beat Brett Favre, right? They beat Brett Favre, the Packers in the playoffs in
Man,
Lambeau.
you know-
they went on.
Yeah,
they
but
went
we're
on
not
a
there
tear.
yet.
They
You'd be
went
a
on
great
tear.
addition to that Giants defense is James Bradbury. Man, imagine if you had him.
Dude, Eli Apple, maybe?
You know who we do have? Landon Collins, my fucking boy. I
Yeah,
love
I brought him
him.
back.
I love
All
him.
right, cool. Let's go to the next.
yeah,
Yeah,
let's
but let
move
me
on.
tell you why the Miami Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl.
Go ahead.
All right.
I want to hear
I didn't
you
think we
out.
should get so blasphemous
Well,
on
if you
this
can have a hot
podcast.
take, I can have a hotter take because it's hot in Miami.
The
I think it
Dolphins
actually
are
is
a
a hotter
poverty
take to say the
fran-
Dolphins win than the Giants.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it might be, yeah.
I agree.
Not with Tua. If you have Tua, I don't think it's that hot. But
Daniel
let me tell
Jones,
you.
Daniel
Let
Jones
me
is better
tell
than
you.
Tua right now, my boy.
Tua might be there, but he's not home.
No.
Right now.
No.
Right now.
Well, because
What'd
he's
you say?
playing.
You think Daniel Jones is
Because
better
he's
than
healthy.
Tua?
Exactly.
You said Daniel Jones is better than Tua?
It's like it's a valid point.
No,
No,
it's
you're
not.
right. You're
He's
right on that.
healthy, but
'Cause he is healthy.
What's the best ability?
Availability.
Yeah, no,
Hey.
you're right. I'll give you that. He's better right
DJ's
now.
got that dog in him.
But if Tua's in. But like we were talking earlier, the NFL's about storylines, right?
Yeah.
And what better story to write than you start the season winning 3 in a row, the first 3
bored.
games?
I don't like that. I'm throwing the
Please
book out.
shut the
I'm
hell
throwing
already
up.
the book
bored.
out right
I'm
now.
already
I'll
bored.
tell you a story in a little bit.
Okay.
I want that one.
Yeah. Just let me finish my story. I also never read books.
The story
Unless it's
sucks,
Matt
bro.
Christopher.
It's so bad
All
already.
right. Start 3-0. You win 3.
I
Then you
love the
lose
shit
3.
on Adam.
Shut the hell up.
Tell your story.
Let him
Uninterrupted.
finish.
Tell your story. Start from the beginning.
Okay,
From
so
the top. You start 3-0. You win those 3 games.
I wanna
You lose
interrupt
3.
so bad.
There's 3. Then you go on a 5-game win streak. You lose 5. Now it's 1-0. How many games are you going to win? I don't know. Where's it going to stop?
I'm
Nobody
still
knows.
pissed you guys didn't
Let
win
me
6-9.
Let him finish.
man.
Let him finish.
Tua is going to come back against all odds, against every Timmy and Billy saying, hey, he should never play football again. Oh, you should never step foot on the field. Oh, the Miami Dolphins do not have your best interests at heart. Well, guess what? Tua doesn't give a shit.
They're looking
Because
out for him, bro.
Tua's going to do what he wants to do.
You're saying Tua don't give a fuck about his health?
Dude, Timmy and
Well-
Billy looking out for Tua. You should be. You
They
should be
have
happy.
Tua's best interest in mind.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is I think Tua's still going to play football. He wants to play football. You can't tell a football player
Where's
not to
the
play
story,
football.
bro?
Yeah,
Keep-
I don't know where the story's going. The story's ending at the Super Bowl. And the Miami Dolphins, you're going to get Tua back. You're going to get that defense, which has been shit.
Bro.
But this is hot. It's just a hot take.
Bro, I
They're
at,
gonna
least
come back.
I at least brought some evidence to my
I don't.
argument.
I'm
Some
going to be
backup.
honest.
Do you guys want to hear a better story?
I'm going to be honest. I don't have any evidence. I just think if the Dolphins could maybe go back to that time where they were 3-0 and 5-0 and find that magic rather than the times that they
why
lost
not?
those 8 games.
Yeah.
Great.
And
So-
Tyreek Hill will be MVP.
And
Do you
Tyreek
guys-
Hill will be
do you guys
MVP.
wanna hear, like, a better
That's why the Miami
story?
Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl. End of story. Fairy tale over.
So
Next.
let's
Suck my
we
age.
start my story back in the 2022 draft. You know, the final pick of the draft. They draft this guy at Iowa State, quarterback Brock Purdy. Didn't do too much in college. He was serviceable. Led him to a couple big bowl game wins and everything like
What
that.
story is
Shut
this,
up.
by
Let me
the
tell
way?
the
No,
story.
I just am.
All
What
right.
story is
He'll
this?
get there.
So you start there, right? You're like, all right, well, who's this guy? He's maybe third string quarterback, plays well in the preseason. You're like, all right, cool, it's pretty neat. But we got Trey Lance ahead of him, right? And then if all things fail with that, we got Jimmy Garoppolo ahead of him. What happens then? Trey Lance goes down week 1. You're like, you know what? Jimmy G comes through, looks great, leads the Niners to a really good record season. He goes down. You're like, oh shit, what do we got in this Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant kid? Looks like he's him. First in like 5 or 6 categories since he comes in, leads them to the playoffs. You know who they face in the Super Bowl? The Chiefs. That's a revenge game. They get their revenge over the Chiefs. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, Super Bowl MVP. That's a fucking story right there. You know what's a good story? Because all you didn't say shit and you were listening the whole time.
So what's the outcome of that?
The 49ers win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I got it. Forget revenge against the Chiefs.
Thank you.
No,
I just need you to
I
say
see.
that
I can.
on the pod.
Yeah, the Niners get revenge over the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
I could see that.
And
The
Brock-
Niners will win the Super
I would
Bowl
read that
because
story.
of that story.
And
I would
that's the
read that
beginning
story.
of Brock Purdy's Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
Talk about a better story than Mr. Tom Brady himself. That's
You think-
what,
Bro, do you
This
think
is
Tom
why-
Brady? Do you think Brock Purdy is going to end up being better than Tom Brady? Is
Probably,
that what you're
yeah.
saying?
No, if we're being completely honest, yeah, he probably will
Well,
be.
thank you for being honest. I'm
I mean,
glad you were honest.
Has
Thank you.
Tom Brady ever had a nickname about his schlong?
No, yeah.
Well,
probably.
No.
Well, he did
Nah.
have the underwear ad that came out. Then people started talking about his wiener.
Whatever. It's a more
Look,
believable
I can
story
see
than
it.
any of the other
This
stories.
is why the 49ers
It
won the
is.
Super Bowl.
That's a believable story.
It's
I mean, that's a
because
New
of
York
the story.
Times
Can I ask you a
best-selling
question?
book
Because
right
like
there.
this is like legitimate. It actually doesn't have to do with this year. But if this does happen, if your story does come true, there's a continuation. There's a sequel, right? There's a next
It could be a
story.
fairy tale
Of course.
also.
And there's been a lot of
Part
rumors
2.
that Tom wants to go back to the Bay. That he could close out his career in San Fran. If Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl in San Francisco, What are you doing? Like, are you saying no to Tom? Tom says I want to come to San Francisco. You say no. We got Brock.
Well, on the record.
I think you don't say no to Tom Brady.
Hold on the
right?
record. 2 weeks ago, you said I want nothing to do with Tom Brady.
I don't, but I think at the Niners, they probably are, like, how would you say no to him?
Would you say
Because
no?
Brock just won you MVP.
I'm not John Lynch.
Because Brock just won you a Super Bowl and probably a Super Bowl MVP.
Hey, John,
Here's my
you are Mr. Lynch.
Here's my thing.
What
I
the
think
fuck
still,
are you doing?
if Brock wins us a Super Bowl this year, if he wins the Super Bowl with the 49ers, I still think Trey Lance might be the starter next year because of the draft capital you have with all that. You see what you have with Trey for a few weeks or training camp and everything like that.
That's a weird story.
And then,
Yeah,
but then you know
sequel's
what
not
you
as
have
sexy.
backing him up just in case.
The sequel's
The
not as
sequel
good.
is just confusing. Like, you're waiting for the third book.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, how many sequels have been better than the original?
It's like the most recent.
Shrek?
Shrek 3?
It's like the most
the
recent.
whole series
It's like the
is
most
crazy.
recent Star
Yo, the
Wars.
soundtrack,
You know, like,
the
one
soundtrack in
was-
Sec
soundtrack's
2?
crazy.
Oh, my Lord.
one was
Soundtrack's
exciting.
holding out for a
2,
hero.
not great, but you wait for the third one. What would
play
that
that.
third one look like? Just out of curiosity.
Well, the third one's probably we just go back to Big Cock Brock and win like 7, 8, 12 Super Bowls.
Okay. Not one, not two,
All right.
not three.
All right,
Just double up whatever Tom's got.
He plays for
Okay.
16 years. He wins 12.
Well, no, Brock probably plays his 50 at least. Yeah.
And then marries Giselle.
No,
You
he'll
legitimately
probably,
think though that the Niners can win the Super Bowl this year?
yeah, 100%.
feel good
They're
about
my pick. Because the NFL and sports in general love a good story, and that is the best story that you could possibly create from the NFL this year.
No, I don't know. Look, there's a team in Dallas who many call America's team.
Well,
That's not America's team anymore. I'll tell
Yeah,
you
Many
that.
call America's team. We're gonna go
The
back to that because the
Lions.
Lions
We'll get
are.
in that.
I think the Detroit Lions
they have
might be
America- they do have
America's team
America's
Are you
right
heart.
now.
saying,
Yeah,
are you
America's
saying
heart.
you think the Cowboys can win the Super Bowl?
Look, the Cowboys have had a lot of success, relative success, especially compared to your teams. Well,
Yeah.
you've won a couple Super Bowls,
You can say it about me.
especially compared to your team.
Thank you.
In the past couple decades, a lot of great teams, a lot of great players, a lot of Hall of Fame players. They haven't been able to put together a Super Bowl team.
Tony Romo Hall of Fame?
I would argue yes, but I don't think he will be. That's okay.
If
but
Tony
look,
Romo's in the Hall of
DeMarcus
Fame, then
Ware
Eli
Hall of
Manning is
Famer,
the
T.O.
first
Hall
ballot
of Fame.
Famer.
That's not true at all.
Please, take me back.
Let me continue. So
Also, quickly, what's going on with your chain?
It's a nice chain.
Yeah, out or in though? It's like a half.
it's kind of weird because it's the sweater. The sweater's got it swallowed up.
Oh, I see.
It's a nice- you
All
look-
right.
Okay,
Well, it's
continue.
because it's so tight on the
Right,
neck.
right, big neck.
Like, very
No,
tight.
continue,
I have a fat-
continue.
I have a fat
Just wanted to
neck,
double
but
check.
Here we
It's
go.
not fat, it's muscular.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate the clarification there. So what more does America want? It's been over 25 years, something like that, almost 30, like 28 years since the Cowboys have won the Super Bowl. It's been like 29 since the Niners have won.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys are America's team. The Niners, people can wait on that. The Cowboys finally, it's 2022, they finally have a good defense. They finally have a good offense. And they have a coach who has Super Bowl experience. Mike McCarthy did it in Green Bay. So why not go out this year, 2023? I almost forgot what year it was. We just turned 2022 to 2023. To go win the Super Bowl right now. And let me tell you why it could happen.
Tell me.
You guys are talking about stories and narratives. I
course.
bring numbers. People lie, numbers don't.
That's a good point.
You ever learn about patterns in elementary school?
No.
Yeah.
Patterns are important.
I'm
No.
a big pattern guy.
Patterns are important.
Tell me about the patterns.
I'll tell you why patterns are important because you can always see the next move based on the previous.
chess action.
That's kind of how you can predict
what
the
happened.
future
It's how
of
you
it.
can predict
It
the
has nothing to do with chess. Keep
It's
going.
how we can
i.e.
see.
stocks and what have you.
Stocks are pretty unpredictable. But
No, but
I know
people,
sh- I
people
know
if we're
shit
talking
about
about-
the
if we're
stock
talking
there
about-
are
market.
patterns that
Patterns.
build up in stocks, and people are able to
Correct.
to
Yeah,
Yeah,
attempt
but if you're
to
talking what
How
America
do you
really
know?
wants,
How do
is
you
the
know?
economy
How do you
to come back.
How
the
do you
same
know?
as betting. You
how do you
have
know Winter's
patterns in sports
right.
that you would predict what the outcome of a game would be.
Roulette?
Don't bring
So-
logic
How do you
into
know
this.
winter's coming? Because it's really
'Cause it
hot,
comes
and then it
every
starts to
year.
get a little bit cooler.
'Cause
The
it
leaves
comes
start
every year.
falling. You know
You
winter's
start
coming.
seeing,
That's a pattern.
That's
All
the
right, so
pattern.
what's your
you start
pattern?
seeing blue eyes pop
Here's the
up
pattern,
everywhere.
guys. The Cowboys this year lose a game. They lost the first game against the Bucks. They won 4 in a row. Lose a game, win 2 in a row. Lose a game, win 4 in a row. Lose a game, win 2 in a row.
And they just
lost.
lost.
What's coming? 4 wins. What do you need to win a Super Bowl? 4 wins.
4.
Wild card, divisional, NFC Championship, Super Bowl.
I just talked about a
I'm a
pattern,
man of
and you shit
patterns.
on
It's
my
a-
pattern.
You didn't have a pattern. You said y'all went through a couple
You
streaks.
went-
There
Win
was no
3,
pattern.
lose 3. Win 5, lose 5. Win 1, got to win 4 more for a Super Bowl. That's the Miami Dolphins
No,
pattern.
so it'll be 3 then, and
That-
you'll lose in the Super Bowl.
You're gonna
No.
Yeah, that's
if
not.
anything,
You
you'll
don't
win-
understand
you'll win
patterns.
So your
one and
pattern
then
don't
lose.
work. You got to
No,
count,
3,
boy.
3, 5, 5, another 5.
No.
You can't do 5 though. There's only 4.
Can't be
If you
3
carry
and
the
lose
one.
the Super Bowl.
If you carry the one.
If you make
I
the
like
Super
your-
Bowl,
I like your
and
pattern much better.
your pattern could work because you would lose in the Super Bowl, but then we're in the NFC, so it doesn't even apply to us. We would just beat y'all in the Super Bowl. It's cool.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'll take the Super Bowl.
So, look, I rely on numbers. I'm a big advocate of, people lie, numbers don't. And when you look at the numbers and the patterns and the analytics, which is what it comes down to nowadays.
DVOA.
I took data analytics in college.
DVOA. And
The
whatever.
DVOA, I was a big
Interception
numbers guy.
rate.
The Cowboys will win the Super Bowl in 2023 because of the numbers. And look, Dak has to write off all the haters. When America is hating on the Cowboys and they're writing them off, that's when the Cowboys perform. We saw it after week 1. We thought the Cowboys would be ass. And yeah. But I actually saw a funny tweet though. And shout out David Hellman. He's actually on Speak with Acho. Hopefully we get Acho on the show soon. But he said this may be the greatest test of unstoppable force versus an immovable object we've ever seen.
Physics.
Nothing moves the Dallas Cowboys like getting shit on and written off by the entire world for a full week. But nothing stops the Dallas Cowboys like the NFL playoffs. So what wins?
That's a good point.
So what wins?
that one.
If we
Facts.
It's a good point.
That's a good tweet.
It's a good tweet.
Shout
I
out
don't know.
physics.
just a quick point though, real quick. If we're talking about trends and patterns and everything, the Niners won 10 in a row. Who's to say that's just not going to keep going?
That's a good
That's a
point.
pattern right now.
There you go, bro. That's crazy. I saw that they were started
goes
3 and 4,
3
right?
and 4, and they're 13
that's
4.
crazy.
That's
That's-
insane.
Shout out y'all. Because when you think about it, if that's in the beginning of the season and it's like a team's 10-0, we're like, that's a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, fact.
But
The
you
Niners
said
are the best team in the league.
But you said the Cowboys are
Wow,
America's
really?
team.
actually
You
think
think
that?
so?
Yeah.
Oh, you think the Niners are the best team in the NFL?
Yeah.
You finally. I appreciate it.
Wow.
Yeah, no problem.
What was that?
No,
sound?
your finger.
I think you cracked my
You
knuckle
know
in
what
my
time-
hand. Like,
That was weird.
like, yo, that wasn't a knuckle. Like,
Can you-
Lee
first
just
of all,
cracked a
Chiefs.
bone in my hand.
You've been on the Chiefs all year,
I
and
think
now
the
you're
Niners
saying
are
the
more
Niners are
complete.
better than the Chiefs.
Yeah, because opinions can change based off what you watch, right? They play games for a reason. We watch for a reason, and opinions can change.
They just won 10 straight. They
I'm just.
The Niners aren't
He
taking
shit
away
on me
from
for
the
saying
quarterbacks.
my opinion changed at the fucking
I
Dolphins.
do wanna-
because
I will
you
say
say Tua's
that-
MVP candidate, and then you're like, nah, fuck Tua, I want
Opinion
Lamar.
changed.
And I will say that-
opinion changed.
That Niners team that got blown out by the Chiefs, completely different.
Yeah.
They had Jimmy at quarterback. Now we got Brock. That was Christian McCaffrey's first game as a Niner. Now he's had, 10? I think it's 10 in a row since that
Yeah,
game.
man.
Something
He's
like
had
that.
10 straight
Dude,
games as the
CMC 's
49ers
insane.
to get
let's
acclimated.
throw our biases aside for a second.
But he said the Cowboys are America's team. There's a real America's team.
Well, we'll get there, bro. I'm not there yet, dog. I got a
not
fucking
there yet.
schedule of
You
shit I want to
tweaking.
talk about.
I like,
Let me-
I like how you,
let me-
I like how you moving right now.
Thank
Matan.
you. Just let me flow.
He makes
bro.
it go
Let me
naturally,
flow.
bro. He knows what he's
All right?
doing.
The Giants winning
That's
the
why
Super
he's
Bowl.
here.
Let me flow.
Are the Giants winning the Super Bowl?
I don't. If you want my unbiased opinion, I'm gonna put my biases aside. Probably not.
Who do you
Because-
got?
Who do I have?
What's your Super Bowl matchup and who wins it?
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
so
damn.
that's a different. So I think
It's the same. It's the same
I
thing. It just adds
really
another layer.
can't bet. I can't see myself betting against the Chiefs. I don't like. I think Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is just—he's the best quarterback. They have the best team. I think
You know
they're
what
gonna
you
win the
are?
Super Bowl.
You're a four-sided object with 90 degrees that are all the same size. You're a
do
fucking
think-
square. That's a terrible bet.
I think
You're a
that-
square.
That was
Yeah.
fucked up.
I think that from the NFC, I think it could either be the Niners or the Eagles. I don't think the Cowboys will come out. I think that the Cowboys will
What
cowboy.
about the Bucks? It's still Tom Brady.
No, no. The Bucks will win a game. Maybe they'll beat the Cowboys in the first game. It could be but I don't think they're going to win it all. They're not going to go to the Super Bowl. Their team has not been complete enough all season. I think the Niners or the Eagles will come out of the NFC and the Chiefs will come out on top. But who knows? I also think the Bills will lose. That's another part of that take.
I don't know. As bad as this might sound, there's something to be said about playing for something. Like they're playing for DeMar. Like that's a fucking story and a half right there
Yeah.
too. We talk about
I think
storylines.
God
If the
looks
Bills
over
win
you
this
for
for
so
DeMar
long.
Hamlin,
So if you're putting your biases aside,
I think God interferes for so long.
who wins the Super Bowl?
the 49ers beat the Chiefs.
Your opinion doesn't change.
His opinion doesn't change at all.
And it shouldn't. I had it's not like I'm being delusional like you two, and I
No, you have a
appreciate
legitimate argument.
your delusion.
Bro, I'm gonna argue for my team till I
That's not a
die.
word.
Delusion, I think.
Delusion.
I think it's just straight. Yeah.
I'll argue for my team till I die.
Yeah.
Well, like
Delusionity.
I
I
don't
like
know.
that.
Fucking
Delusionity?
It's like, did you just lose your
virginity?
delusion? Oh
Nah,
God!
but I,
like
I
that.
think,
You think
I
the
think,
Niners will
Can
win?
never get your delusion back.
I think Niners over Chiefs because if the Bills do make it, that's the fucking storyline of the NFL this year. I'm a big storyline guy. Always have been.
I test storylines. Love it.
Yeah, it's my thing.
Felipe?
Bro, I'm looking at the teams right now because I just had to make a decision. I'm gonna go.
Is this who you actually think's winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah, who I actually think.
Who are they going to beat?
I'm gonna go to the Chiefs over the Eagles.
Yeah.
You just said the Niners the best fucking team.
The best team can lose.
You get hot at the right
Best
time.
The best team can lose.
I thought we were just like on the same page.
No, I like
a
the
little
Niners,
bit.
bro. I really do. But like Brock Purdy, never been in the NFL playoffs.
Neither is Jalen Hurts. He's been one game last year. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but I think that
The drop off though,
Still.
in terms of
he's still been there, and he
It's
knows
not.
what it's like
Jalen-
to be
no,
in
but also
playing
Since
the
Brock
Jalen
Vikings.
Purdy's
Hurts-
been a starter, he's been better than Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts,
That's true.
I think Jalen Hurts has like built up the confidence that he knows he's a top 5 like he can be a top 5 quarterback in this league, whereas Brock Purdy isn't. Like,
He doesn't
being
have
a quarterback
to be.
in the
That's
NFL
the
is
thing.
such a confidence
Neither
game
of
and
them have
such
to
a
be,
head
to be
game.
fair.
Yes.
They both
Like,
have really good teams.
Yes,
I think Jalen Hurts can get it, though.
but at some point in the playoffs, he's going to be asked to play, have a moment like
He's gonna
that
have-
top
he's
5
gonna need a
quarterback.
moment.
He's
gonna
had
need a
moments,
moment.
bro. He's had throws.
He's had
that
But
are
throws.
there's a difference between having throws in the regular season and then having throws in the playoffs.
Getting it done in the playoffs.
It's
is
a
whole
little
different game.
different.
He's
I'm not
already
saying
led.
he's
He's
not
already led a
capable.
game-winning drive.
I'm not saying he's not capable. I'm just saying, to the point of Matan saying that Jalen Hurts has built up the confidence of being a top 5 quarterback. Brock Purdy's going to be asked to have that moment of being a top 5 quarterback, and can he do it to the level of which you need to win a
Look.
Super Bowl? That might be the question.
Maybe he can.
Maybe he can.
This is all predictions. I would predict that he can't, but I don't know. That's the whole point.
If you look at a
I
lot
would
of,
predict that you're fucking ugly and stupid.
well, that's not kind.
factually untrue.
Yeah. What?
Nope, it's
Well,
true.
is he with the mustache or without the mustache?
With the mustache, he's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Adam?
Yeah. You see,
Damn.
did you
Ben,
back
are you
there,
okay?
Ben? Ben?
Producer Ben
Ben just
literally
took
just
a
like
tumble.
ate.
Jesus.
Adam, who's your Super Bowl prediction?
I think the Eagles. I mean, look. Let's put the bias aside. All right.
If it's not the Dolphins,
We knew you didn't believe the Dolphins shit.
Yeah.
We knew that shit was fake from the
No,
jump.
I got you.
You look at his face the whole time. He's like trying to convince himself so
It's
bad. But
so
he's like,
hard
this ain't
to.
fucking happening, bro.
You FaceTimed me in the middle of the game yesterday, and I was like, I literally looked at, I was like, I don't want to fucking talk to you, Jack.
well,
I was
who's your
just
prediction?
gonna be like, hey man, how's your day going?
No,
like,
not
what's
great,
up?
not
I want to know who your prediction
plans
is.
for
Adam.
tonight?
Like a minute and a
Stop
half
making me
left in the
wait.
How's the family?
Teaser.
Oh, how are the mice?
Putting my biases aside, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. They are just too lethal of a team up front on both sides of the ball to not have to worry about the trenches in the way that I think the Bills might have to. The Chiefs have been good. The Niners have a good offensive line and a defensive line as well, but I think that's where the quarterback, takes over for Brock Purdy.
We're talking trenches.
Jack gets so upset when people don't mention the Niners when you're
I
talking
just mentioned the
trenches.
Niners. The
We're a
trenches.
good trenches team.
You're not the
That's
Lions.
That's what wins, bro.
But I think
it's all
I
about
think
the trenches.
here's my fear. I've always said that if you have the number 1 seed, it's very rare that you will make it to the Super Bowl and win. Because I just think when you
Saw 34% chance on the analytics last night.
Mazel tov. So I actually think
That one dude.
I think for once we're gonna actually see, and I don't know the last time to do it. Someone could fact check it. We're gonna see number 1 seed versus number 1 seed, Philadelphia Eagles versus Kansas City Chiefs, and
you're
because of the trenches, the Philadelphia Eagles will end up beating the Chiefs in the Super
That's
Bowl.
so boring,
the year
bro.
of Philadelphia, grease the polls. Jalen Hurts, the top 5 candidate of the quarterback NFL position.
I don't get
That's
the
him.
whole voice thing.
Yeah, what was
bro, what's
that?
with the voice?
You
I
could
get
just keep
excited.
going on,
I just get so excited that the voice needs to keep going. But I also will say the reason I want it to happen is because if we roll back the clip from fucking August,
You did call him a dark horse.
I said the
But a lot
Philadelphia
of
Eagles
people
are the
did.
number 1 dark horse. You didn't. That's all that
I know,
matters.
I didn't. I'm a Cowboy
You
fan,
don't
but a
gotta
lot
talk-
of people said
you
the
don't
Eagles
gotta
are
talk
dark
about
horse.
August like that.
Yeah, they were a pretty popular pick.
Yeah, they got AJ Brown in the offseason. Like,
August.
Regular August.
They
August
were
is not a-
literally they were a playoff team that got AJ Brown. Like they were
August
pretty
isn't a
popular
great
pick.
month. You like August?
Whatever.
So that's who I
So
think
you
is
think
going
the
to
Eagles are
win.
taking
I think the
Big shit.
Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. I would
really
like to
hope
see
not.
them. I like Philly assholes.
You'd like to see the.
that's a good reason.
You'd like to see the number 1 overall seed win the Super Bowl.
Bro, that's so
Yeah.
boring.
Bro, what a
is boring
Cinderella
as
story,
fuck.
bro.
I just don't
Cinderella
want
and a
to. I don't want to see the
half.
Niners
You'd rather see the Eagles
Why
than
don't
the
you want
Niners?
to see the Niners? Because you don't want to
because
see
I
him
don't want to
happy?
fucking see Jack run his mouth.
I'll see him
Bro,
happy.
I'd be so happy for
I like
Jack,
seeing
bro.
my friends
No.
happy.
Yeah, because
So
Matan's
happy
a
for
real
Jack.
one, bro.
No,
I'd be
Also,
so,
y'all have no
I'd be
type
so
of
happy
rivalry,
for
bro.
you.
Like,
The
y'all's
only
teams,
one I
like,
wouldn't be happy for is Lipe
we're the
becoming
Niners.
rivals.
We're the Niners
Yeah,
of the
the Miami
of-
49ers.
Yeah, we're the Miami 49ers. So I
Yeah.
guess. All right, I
All
take
right,
back.
I do want
I'd be
to
happy
move
for
on
you.
because obviously the talk of the town right now is we got the wild card matchups are set. We don't have to talk about who's going to win these games, but let's just go through the matchup and pull out some storylines about how these teams got there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because there are a
Let's do
couple
it.
of good ones. The first one to me that comes to mind are the Seahawks.
Seattle.
Because the Seahawks are playing the Niners on Saturday.
The Detroit Seahawks, baby.
And the Seahawks, I mean, Felipe, you want to talk us through how they got there?
Who?
The Seattle Seahawks. You could, run us through Geno Smith.
Whoa.
Give us a little background. Geno Smith.
How they got there? I mean,
Yeah.
look, bro, Geno's a journeyman.
I was shocked when
Straight up.
I was shocked they started him over Drew Lock to begin with. First of all,
I was shocked. I thought Drew would win that job.
Yeah.
Not just because of his horse cock, but just because. I mean, Drew.
They traded for him.
Drew
They traded
has.
for him.
Yeah,
It's less
they
about
traded-
what Drew
they-
has proven. It's more about what Geno had not proven.
But also, Drew has some ability. Like, he has a great arm. He has a really strong arm.
He's mobile.
So, like, he kind of has like, some of
He's
that.
got some
that
swagger
you look.
to him.
Like Moxie, right? We talk about
Yeah,
Moxie.
he's
Drew kind of
he's
got
got
Moxie.
yeah.
But Geno up to this point is a journeyman. He hasn't really been a starter ever. Like, he's had spurts where he started, and then obviously hasn't been able to live up to it. Justin Herbert took his job in I think it was San Diego still at the time, or maybe they had moved to Los Angeles already with the Chargers. In New York Jets, he couldn't stay. He couldn't be the starter. He had a stint with the Giants, couldn't be the starter there. Yeah. So he just come to the Seahawks, and we all write them off because they traded away Russell Wilson. We're like, all right, they're in a rebuild.
Like, this is where they're going to get Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Geno's just a filler, essentially.
But this dude starts balling out. He had that one Monday night game where, like, wow, like, Geno, really good game. Jay Bobby in the offense
the
here.
first game of the year.
Yeah, first game of the year.
Yeah.
We're like, damn, like, okay, like, but that's not going to continue because Geno, last year he had a good game too, and then was bad after that.
Yep.
Well, he continues the streak, man. He keeps playing well, keeps playing really well. He's honestly like a comeback of the year comeback player of the year candidate.
The fact that he now owns the record for passing yards in the season for the Seahawks.
That's absurd, by the way.
That's
Fuck
crazy.
Russ. Yo, but
I didn't even
Russ,
know that part.
I think, hot take here, Russ was not the reason the Seahawks were ever good. It was Marshawn Lynch and the defense.
Nah, he was a part of it.
And
definitely part of it.
Pete Carroll is a
part of it. He was a
awesome
starting
Pete Carroll
quarterback. Of course, he
deserves
was a
a
part
lot
of it,
more
but I'm just
credit.
saying, like, I would say the heavier lift as to why they ever won a Super Bowl or went to the Super Bowl is they had Marshawn Lynch, who's
That's
one
fine.
of the better running backs of all time and the best defense ever.
Quick question for
Yeah,
you.
That
They have a
defense
great
was
defense.
crazy.
Russell Wilson
bro.
clearly wasn't that.
Can we continue the storyline? So then they're really hot. They kind of come back down to earth a little bit. They start losing a few games, start looking a little iffy. Geno doesn't look as great, and then they're able to pull out a couple wins at the end. Obviously, yesterday took the dub, and now they're in the playoffs. So
How'd they get to the playoffs, though? You know how they actually secured that
Because
spot?
America's team won on Sunday
The
Night
Detroit
Football.
Lions beat the Packers, and the Seahawks didn't even come down to them. It came down to the Packers losing, which Detroit was able to pull out for them.
Yeah,
On the
everyone
road
talks
in
about the
Lambeau,
Cowboys
primetime.
as America's team. We know who America's team is. It's the Detroit Lions.
Dan Campbell.
Dude,
all
everyone was
those guys.
rallying around Detroit last
We
night.
like Dan Campbell.
Everyone except for that little pocket in Wisconsin, those stupid fuckers in Chicago that are Packers fans too. They were all Lions fans last night. It was sick.
I wanted nothing more than the Detroit Lions to get into the playoffs. I think they could have made some noise. They could have upset someone. They could have won a wild card game. That team, to go into Lambeau, super impressive. To finish out the season 9-8 from where they were,
I love
that
that-
is America's team
I love
right
that they
there.
still like
America's
They
team.
didn't care they were eliminated. They're like, you know what? We still got to win this fucking game and prove to America. This is the biggest game that they played in years, probably,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah,
Let's prove to
100%,
America,
bro.
like next year we're fucking coming.
Yeah.
like we're gonna be
And
coming.
also,
coming,
like,
coming.
fuck the Pack. Who are we coming? Also, fuck the Packers. Like, let's make sure they don't get in, right? Like,
Yeah.
and
It's
you
a
hate
divisional
them.
rivals. You don't want Aaron Rodgers has been murdering you for years.
You see how much it meant to Jamal Williams too, like former Packer and everything. Like, bro,
like if like as a Cowboy fan, if we were out of the playoffs and we were playing the Eagles in a chance to be able to knock them out, make sure they don't
oh,
get in,
yeah.
All you wanna do is
that
beat
would be
them.
my game of the year, bro.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't wait to make every Eagle fan just cry.
But I feel like if you are America's team, America must rally around you. The only people rallying around Dallas is Dallas fans.
It's not
Everyone-
about necessarily rallying; it's about the fan base that it's like all
Unfortunately,
around the country.
That's
Well, that-
not true.
I was gonna say, I mean,
Unfortunately,
with the
that's not
Cowboys, they got more fans
just a
across
massive
the
fan
country.
base.
Maybe the Raiders have that
We are
kind of
trying
strength.
to say
Not
that the
even.
Detroit Lions are America's team. Stop it.
He's like, back me up here, bro.
No,
Here's what-
I think they're America's team because everyone rallies around them the
we all
most.
like
Like
them.
all these fan bases.
There's no
love
reason
them.
not to like them.
Who, the Lions?
They're likable.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell is likable. Jamal Williams is likable. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was like a third-round pick or
Yeah,
something like that.
Rodrigo.
That has become a top receiver. Yeah, Rodrigo. What's his name?
Blankenship?
Rodrigo. It's Malcolm Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hard
yeah,
Knocks.
The
He's the
middle
man.
linebacker.
Yeah, the linebacker. So they're a likable team. Like we like, and Detroit has never won shit in a long time. They're easy to like. They're easy to root for,
Yeah.
right?
I think
Jared Goff was like put in a shit situation after the trade with Matt Stafford. You kind of felt bad for him.
And now
Yeah,
he's
bro.
balling.
the Lions kind of felt like the one team that would have made the wild card that could really do the most damage to me.
Well, they would win one game and get
Yeah.
out. in
But
the
that to me
divisional
is
round, but,
that's
yeah.
damage.
Could they?
It's-
Who were they?
No,
who
because
were
they would have played
Seahawks
the
playing?
Niners in.
Yeah, they
Oh,
probably
lost
would've
that
lost
would've
to
been
San
tough.
Fran.
Yeah, that would have been
But
tough.
I think they would have made it a game.
I got a crazy NFL stat though
could.
about the playoffs.
Go ahead, what is it?
Wild. It's been
Yeah. Is it a wild
He's
snap
I
or a
wanna talk
wild
about one other
card
game in a
weekend?
No, it's
We don't have to run through all of them, but I want to talk about one other team.
It's actually a crazy
Give us your
NFL
stat.
stat. It's the first NFL season in 32 years that the Patriots, Steelers, and Colts have all missed the playoffs.
Why are the Colts in that stat? That's wild, too.
Well,
They
just
just-
paid
Peyton
Manning.
all
But
those
like,
years.
They
still.
just cherry picked that
Andrew
one in
Luck,
there.
That's crazy.
That's
actually.
wild.
How about Mike Tomlin? Never
Yo,
been below 500.
What a legend. What a legend.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I also
Mike
saw
Tomlin stat.
Oh,
You got a Mike Tomlin
is that the
stat? Go
Mike
ahead.
Tomlin has coached 258 regular season games for the Steelers, and in 257 of them, the team was mathematically alive for the playoffs. In 16 years as a head coach of the Steelers, Tomlin has never had a losing season. Obviously,
That's 257.
he's the only NFL coach to accomplish that.
Wow.
That's
So
impressive.
he's a great NFL
a Hall of
coach.
Famer.
But I also saw shout out Marcus Mosher, great guy, we love him. He also tweeted, "Look, everybody's going to come out and talk about Mike Tomlin avoiding a losing season, but who's going to talk about the fact that he hasn't won a playoff game since 2016?" And the Steelers. Well, now I am.
Yeah.
But I'm one of the guys in the first category because I love Mike Tomlin. And I think the fact that he's able to take this team with inconsistency at quarterback.
Yep.
Najee Harris had a horrible sophomore year, didn't look great. Because of the quarterback wasn't consistent, you couldn't get the receivers on the same page. And then the defense was dealing with a lot of injuries. TJ Watt, your best player, was out for a while. And the fact that he was able to carry that team despite all of that to a winning record when they were like, at one point, they were like 4-8 or something like that is actually incredibly impressive.
They were
But
4-6, I think it was.
4-6.
Yeah.
They were horrible at one point, and we all wrote them off.
think
But
they were 4-8.
the fact that they were really bad. I hope they were 4-8, so you can kiss my ass. But
I would.
the fact at some point do have to acknowledge he hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. So there's levels to this. I don't know. It's just something to consider. I'm not saying I like Mike Tomlin,
Something
but
to ponder.
But if you're the Steelers and now you have Kenny Pickett and you have an opportunity to draft a quarterback from this draft,
You
which is a
believe in
more
Pickett?
loaded.
Do you believe in
I
Kenny?
don't believe in Kenny Pickett.
I
no.
think
sure I do.
no. Since
He had
the
moments.
bye,
He can play
looked
better.
pretty solid.
and they showed the stats since the bye, and he's actually like where
When was the
before
bye?
that he
What
was
week?
the worst quarterback
He's
in
like
like every
top half of the
category.
league.
He's top half of the league in
What
like
was
all
the bye?
categories.
Like week 11 or something?
I think it was like 8.
Oh, early.
8 or 9.
All right, well, credit to. I haven't seen it with Kenny Pickett. I didn't see it at Pitt. If he works out for the Steelers, great.
You didn't see it at Pitt?
No, he was a dog at
We
Pitt.
saw it at Pitt. He was a fucking dog.
What you could argue at
Did you,
Pitt
see,
is that
did you see someone that is a future NFL, legitimate starter?
I thought he had the mindset for it. Like he's a competitor.
Okay.
He's a fucking hard
he
player.
also was a
Like-
first round pick. So like,
He shouldn't have been a first round pick.
I mean, it's
No,
easy
he
for you
was
to
he was
say.
the only guy that was projected first round pick. Like someone was going to take
We
him.
were like 6 episodes ago or whatever it was, and we literally came on here and said Kenny Pickett did not deserve to be in the first round.
Well, now we thought that, but like
But we-
that was like
as we
6
said,
weeks ago.
After
Like,
the bye, he's turned
Yeah.
up.
Someone who is obviously a first overall pick who's balling and made the playoffs are the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence.
he's so good.
You
Yeah,
think
man.
the Jaguars can make some noise?
I'd
Also,
say-
first of all, let's talk about how they got there
I
for
think-
a second. Jaguars had a great second half of the season.
Yeah,
Great second half.
because
of the
Trevor
season.
Lawrence became Trevor Lawrence. He became the dude that we all thought he was gonna be after they drafted him first overall.
Y'all should have one video of him trying to hype the team up in the tunnel.
Yo,
Bro,
that
he's
was
so
not
bad
great.
at that. They need someone else.
It's not great.
They need another
Dude,
guy.
it was
Oh
like-
my god, it was
oh
funny
my
as
God,
fuck.
it-
We gotta play that. It's gonna be on the social
run
clip.
that clip.
We're
It's
gonna-
so bad, dude.
Yeah,
that
that
was
shit.
so. It was the lowest energy.
It was
video.
so quiet,
It was like,
too.
all right, guys, let's go out there. Let's show some swag.
He's like, let's play with
That's like
swagger.
that's like
Play
the
with some
Andy Dalton
swagger.
hype up vid from when he
I
was on
was
the
gonna
Bengals.
say,
bro.
oh my
Like,
God.
oh my
He's
lord.
like, let's go out
All
there,
the
show
guys
some
that just couldn't stand
swagger,
today.
and
But-
get this win.
At the end of the day, though, he plays like he's got swagger. So
Does.
like
He's got moxie,
Moxie.
bro. He's
Hopefully
got
he does.
moxie.
I wouldn't say he has moxie quite yet.
the
You
hair,
know,
the hair is
the hair
oh,
helps
my
him.
hair's
It's
luscious.
flowing in the
But
wind.
yeah, I mean, he's balling. Felipe, Felipe,
Dude, I said it week fucking 3 or 4 that Jaguars were the best team in Florida, and they are.
What
They
what
are.
an all
They
hair
are.
matchup we have too. Herbert versus
Herbert versus-
Lawrence.
Wow. We got to make a
All
graphic.
hair. Yeah.
I want
I like
the
that.
best photos of their hair next to each other.
Yeah, next to like
Is
Thor
that the best hair matchup in playoff history?
in NFL history?
Gotta
Probably.
Nah.
Actually, Trevor Lawrence's hair, honestly, not that good.
It's a little too straight
I'd
for my
love to
liking.
see
Nah,
that
he
dude
has
with just
good
a nice
hair.
fade, bro. Like,
Nah,
give me
Trevor Lawrence has
something.
good hair.
You know,
What?
he has good hair.
It's just
just so
too-
straight.
yeah,
It's
I don't like
uh,
it.
You can tell he maintains it very
He
well.
looks
It's
like that
shiny
one
and
Star. He
clean.
looks like that
He's a
one Star
healthy-
Wars.
Very
character.
healthy, luscious.
Huh?
He looks like the one Star Wars character with the eyes on top of his head.
Oh, Jar Jar Binks.
Yes.
Jar Jar Binks?
I haven't seen Star Wars, so that's why I don't
How do you know?
You saw
The
that tweet,
character.
didn't you?
Yeah, I saw the
Oh,
tweet.
you saw the
I saw the
tweet.
tweet.
You think he looks like Jar Jar
No,
Binks?
he's Aegon Targaryen.
He looks like Aegon Targaryen.
Yeah,
That's exactly
he
right.
looks like Aegon.
Oh, from
From the
House of Dragon. I
the guy
got
with the
3
scar.
episodes in, and I saw that he was fucking his niece, and I was like, I'm good.
No, it wasn't.
The
him.
one problem-
that was Damon.
Okay,
Different
well, I saw
character.
that, and I was
But
like,
yeah,
I'm good.
yeah.
As much as I love the Jags and what they've been able to do this year and the turnaround, I think it stops here. I think they lose to the Chargers in the first round. I just think for me, when I look at the
good at
Chargers,
home.
I just think when you look at the Chargers, Justin Herbert has been playing fantastic since I shit on him.
Who would you rather
You know,
have?
some could say
Who would I
Who
rather
would you rather
have?
have, Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert?
Trevor Lawrence, I'm not thinking twice.
Woo! Me too.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Shit. I like that shit.
What about
I
you?
like Trevor.
You
Lipe
like Trevor
scares
over
you when he
Justin?
gets too excited. Like,
You like Trevor over Justin? For
I
sure?
like Trevor. Give me Trevor, man. Trevor nice, bro.
Oh my god.
Trevor nice, bro. I like Trevor, bro. I think
Well, you
Trevor's
did
gonna
say
be
you
great.
said next year it's going to be him and Patrick Mahomes.
Not, I didn't say next year, but in a couple years.
In a couple years, yeah.
Okay.
What about you? You think?
I'm probably going to take Justin Herbert. Just to be different.
but-
I don't know.
Can we just say neither
you
team?
take-
we're
Neither,
not competing on this. You can take Trevor if you want, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You're so used to like being behind
I
on
know.
picks every week.
I'm so defensive.
that's where he's like, oh, I'll take the Chargers, I guess. I don't know. Like,
Here's the thing: neither team, as far as this game goes, neither team has playoff pedigree. So like, I don't feel confident about either team in this.
but I trust Doug Peterson.
Yeah, but Peterson,
won a Super Bowl.
That's true. You can't trust Staley.
Trevor Lawrence in college won a national championship or 2. What did Justin Herbert do at Oregon? I don't even know if he won a Rose Bowl. Maybe he did. I
it
don't
was
fucking know.
yeah. And did
He
y'all
lost in
see
the playoff.
that? So the Chargers were playing for absolutely nothing yesterday. It was meaningless.
That was stupid.
And I understand
bro.
you playing some of your starters, but Mike Williams was coming off an injury already. They play him. He hurts his back. He already had like back issues
He
before
was
that.
carted off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to like carry him off,
Terrible.
and he
That was
needed help.
And they're playing Justin Herbert for 3 full quarters, and Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen played the whole damn game.
Joey Bosa, one of the best edge rushers in the league, I heard.
Yeah.
Mike Williams, and then
Hey.
now you have to go in and play the Jags. And
Shout out.
It's tough.
Shout out Chase Daniel, though. You see that dot he threw on that 2-point conversion?
I did not. But I saw you tweet about Mizzou quarterbacks.
Bro,
and
yeah.
shit.
Hey, Mizzou yesterday had a field day for like playing when it doesn't fucking matter. Tyler Beatty, his first ever touchdown
Who
yesterday.
the hell was that?
He's a running back for the
Mizzou,
Broncos. He's like a 4th
MIZ.
stringer.
Nice.
You got him. Drew Lock on the coin toss in overtime. Big factor there. He probably was like, hey, say heads. They said heads. It was tails. That was huge. Chase Daniel threw a fucking touchdown yesterday. Blaine Gabbert came in. It was a big day for Mizzou guys when it
Shout
Can I
out.
put a
didn't
wrench in the
matter.
episode quickly? 2022 regular season in the books. What's the top 10 quarterbacks look like?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Off the
Off the dome.
Mahomes.
Let's go. All right, Mahomes is one.
Mahomes.
And we're
Jalen
saying
Hurts.
just this season?
Oh, is this
Just-
a group effort or is this individuals?
Not going
Jalen
individual,
Hurts?
bro. 'cause,
Individual,
like,
because
yeah.
he's gonna put Dak one. Continue.
Yeah, sure.
Mahomes,
All right.
Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen.
All right, so you going first?
No, I don't.
Who's going first?
Who's first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Mahomes, Jalen Hurts,
Nope.
Josh Allen.
Two. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Feed me names.
know
I'm
about that
gonna
one.
miss some. Feed me names. I'm gonna miss some.
I'll go.
Justin
Burrow.
Herbert, Joe Burrow. Oh,
Yeah,
you-
okay, Burrow.
patience.
He said
I'll
feed
put,
him names.
I'll put Burrow for.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Brock Purdy.
I'll put Burrow for.
Daniel Jones,
Yeah.
Tua,
No one had a better
No.
pass rating game
Taysom
than Daniel
Hill.
Jones this year.
Taysom Hill,
Oh man, these are good names.
Dar-
you're
Darnold.
throwing.
Mike Lennon,
Mike White,
Mike White,
Zach
Wilson,
Wilson, Joe Flacco,
Joe Flacco,
You guys are
Skylar
real
Thompson.
helpful. You're
Anthony
real
Brown.
helpful.
Tyler Huntley.
I don't know. I would say my top 4 because I have those.
Who's your top
Are
4?
Mahomes.
John Wolford.
I'll put Jalen Hurts 2, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow,
Why don't we just
That's
do
your
top
top four.
5?
And Baker
Like,
Mayfield
10 is
5.
hard.
and
Ten is
Baker
so
Mayfield
much.
5. No, Daniel Jones.
All right, we'll do
5.
5.
I would go. I think 5 is a little bit more of a debate. Like I would probably go
Top
Mahomes.
5 NFL quarterbacks after the regular season.
Yeah, I'll go my top 5 for 2022 season. I'll go with Mahomes 1, Joe Burrow 2. I'm in between Hurts and Allen for 3. I'll probably go Hurts, and then Josh Allen. I might go Trevor 5, bro. I might go Trevor 5 because he led them to the playoffs after starting abysmal.
Not Dak.
Okay, Mr. Dak Pick Scott. Because he throws interceptions.
That was good. That was good.
That one was hard to get,
Felipe,
but I
who
got
you
it.
got?
1 Mahomes.
And then we'll wrap it up.
2 Josh Allen. 3 oof.
You got to go Burrow or Hurts, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 2022, yeah. 3 Burrow, 4 Hurts. 5 Trevor Lawrence. 6 Dak Prescott. 7
How can you put Dak 6?
7, Justin Herbert.
How can you put Dak over Herbert?
8, Lamar Jackson.
You're going for 10. Go for gold, kid.
You know, I'd
Go
put
for
above
gold.
Lamar.
Rodgers?
I'd put Tua above Lamar this year. I would do it. He had a great
Nah,
first
when-
2/3 of the year, and then he sucked.
Rodgers?
I'll take it.
9.
Come on, go for gold, kid.
Tom Brady,
Go
most
for gold.
completions of all time.
He puts it up.
Brock Purdy,
Kirk Cousins?
Put it in.
See, that's where it gets tough.
Jared
You can do it.
Goff.
I believe in you. You can do it.
9, Geno Smith.
Oh, yeah, I like
there
that,
we go.
actually.
Yep. Geno Smith.
And 10, Brock Purdy, motherfucker. Let's go, baby. That's my boy. Let's go.
Who's your
I
5?
thought we were doing 5. My top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL leaving the regular season: 1, Patrick Mahomes; 2, Joe Burrow; 3, Josh Allen; 4, Jalen Hurts; 5.
He's just copying us at this point.
Just go.
You got a
Keep
5,
going.
brother.
5?
Tua.
No.
No.
Boo.
Justin Herbert had
All
better
right,
year.
yo, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap.
Yo, thanks for listening
Wait,
to
but
Caps
can I
Off.
get a hot take in real quick?
Yeah, real
Yeah, get
quick.
a hot take.
From a hot take submission? All right,
Yo,
cool.
don't forget to join the Discord. That way you will be able to get in this hot take submissions.
Facts.
And be
You-
civil
you
when you
join-
join, please.
Yeah,
please
yeah.
be
There's been
civil.
some shit.
Yeah, we don't need any mean
I
comments.
don't need.
Any
We don't need
discriminating.
to post porn. We don't need to
Yeah.
post
No,
fucking
no,
hateful
nothing
stuff.
inappropriate. We're keeping it PC.
Let's talk ball, bro.
Ball,
Like,
exactly. What's the hot take, Felipe?
All right, Mike Coxlong, speaking of appropriate,
Oh,
That's an
man,
awesome
way to
name,
keep
though.
it.
the Jets give the Bears an absolute haul, including potentially 4 future first-round picks for Bryce Young.
I saw this take.
I could see
Dude.
that, including like Elijah Moore maybe in there for like a little wide receiver.
Oh, and Elijah doesn't want to be in New York. Like
The Jet.
Oh
wait,
my
wait.
God.
So the Jets
Wait.
essentially trade like a whole bunch of shit for the first
for
overall.
the first overall pick and go take Bryce Young
Or CJ, whoever you want.
Or CJ. At this point, look, Zach Wilson project done.
I think
Zach Wilson project
yeah.
done.
with the Jets, if you find your quarterback, this is a team you can win with that quarterback. Like
Yeah,
they've
bro.
built the pieces around. They're young. They don't have to spend a lot of money on these guys yet. Like you fucking go for it.
In a way, I actually weirdly agree. This feels like a 49ers instance where, like, you've had the team.
You got the team.
Obviously, it's different. The 49ers made the Super Bowl. They've lost in the NFC Championship
Yeah,
and those
Jimmy
and
is
whatnot.
leaps and bounds better than Zach.
Yeah,
like,
but I think they're very similar. You've seen a team that can compete.
Yes.
And it wouldn't shock me. The Bears, we've said it. The Bears should trade that first pick and get a haul and whatnot
Well, I
and
know
keep
that's
building.
both sides.
What's
but on the
hard?
Jets
What's hard
side
is
right
I don't
now-
know if the Jets, if you go for a rookie and like really like try your chances with that one, or do you try and trade for like an Aaron Rodgers or a Derek Carr, like something that's more proven where you know what you're going to
No,
get
no,
from
I'll
Because-
tell
him?
you
because-
why you need to go for a young guy is because of the contract situation. Right now, you cannot go
Yeah.
out and go sign a Derek Carr, an Aaron Rodgers potentially, no matter how
They
sexy
have
an
the
Aaron
money.
Rodgers. Yes, but you want to build other pieces, and people have always said if you're a team, you want to win. While your quarterback's on a rookie deal,
Yes.
you can now put your team in a position for the next 4 to 5 years to completely build out that entire roster. So I think it's a great idea. Mike Coxlong, I think it is long, and I
Yeah.
think you made a
Well,
fantastic.
no, it's Mike Oxlong.
Oxlong,
No,
like
it's actually
auxiliary
no,
cord.
No, it's actually Coxlong.
Oh, okay. That's just not
Well, I think it was a
creative.
great suggestion.
Yeah, I think he fucked up the. Yeah,
I think it was a great
we all know what he was
suggestion.
going for.
I think it was a great
but
suggestion.
No,
I
but
could see the
also
Jets doing
too, the
that.
Jets right now they have a really young team and a lot of talent, a lot of pieces. A team that can't compete with this young team. So if you give away the next couple first round picks, I don't think you're hurt. Like I don't think. First of all, first round picks, the Rams have proven it. Like you
don't
might
need
as
them.
well have developed prospects with like products that you know are going to perform rather than banking on a guy you're not sure
But
about.
you still don't know if a CJ Stroud or Bryce Young is going to be
You still
him,
don't,
though,
but I
like-
think look, if you have Bryce Young, I think you're at square one with Zach Wilson. You're at square one with Bryce Young. The thing is like we're already done with Zach Wilson. Like Zach Wilson still needs development. Bryce Young still needs development, or CJ Stroud still needs development.
Yeah.
And I'm better off going with one of these guys.
Yeah, but I
agree.
feel
You
more
know what
confident.
the Jets would do is hilarious? They'd trade to get that first pick and they'd pick Will Levis.
Yep.
Like they would
That'd
do
be
some
something
Jetsy shit like that. Like
That'd be some shit.
I see what you're trying to say, but I also think there's a huge difference between C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young and Zach Wilson. There's a huge difference. Both
mean-
of which were Heisman candidates.
I'm on the same page.
He's agreeing.
I'm saying
He's
they're-
just saying you'd have to develop a rookie no matter what.
I
Even
see.
if they're better in college, you still have
Okay.
to develop a rookie
I'm
into
saying
an
the
NFL quarterback.
argument- yeah.
Zach Wilson did not develop in his first 2
I'm
years.
saying, yeah, the
and
argument
you're
against-
starting at the exact same spot.
I see.
The argument against doing this is
I
that
get
you're going to
it.
say, oh, Zach Wilson's already had development. I'm like, nah, he's ass.
get it.
You still got to develop him. So you might as well develop a guy that you have more faith in.
Yes.
So yes or no? If you're the Jets, are you sending a haul to the Bears?
Yes.
I'm sending him a hole, and then if I'm the Bears, I'm accepting
There's
it
a
because
few-
you got to build around Justin Fields, and you don't need a first round. You don't need to reach on your first overall pick. You don't need to reach for it.
There's a few teams I think should do that. I think the Raiders should do that. I think they should trade Devonta Adams and a pick to the Bears.
yeah.
for
We'll get
first.
there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I mean, I'm just, it
The Bears
came
could
up.
The Bears could
naturally.
use
I
it,
could
bro.
talk
The
about it.
Bears
Like,
could use it.
we gotta wrap up.
All right, let's
long
wrap up.
episode.
Great hot take.
Thanks for listening to Caps Off.
Yeah,
Don't forget
love
to
you
check
guys.
out our socials at Caps Off Pod on Instagram, at Caps Off Podcast on TikTok. Go subscribe to our YouTube, join the Discord, go to the GameDay.shop to get Caps Off merch or any other kind of merch for the playoffs.
Yeah,
You know
cool
I'm
shit.
rocking my Saquad shit for the playoffs.
If you're in Ohio, go to thegameday.com. Best betting offers.
Yup, definitely.
And I believe, is it January 22nd?
It is a week from Sunday.
divisional round.
Divisional round.
Yeah.
The
Divisional
Caps
round.
Off crew, us four, will be hosting a live Caps Off recording at a bar here in New York
Overlook
City.
NYC.
Overlook
Overlook
NYC.
NYC.
Come through.
44th and 2nd.
Come shoot the shit with us. Come drink. We're buying people beers.
Yeah,
We're
free
gonna
beer.
talk
There's gonna
about
be
I'm buying
merch.
anyone that comes. If you shout like, oh, it came from the Discord, I'll buy you guys a shot.
Yeah, facts.
Like,
and
it'll
we're
be
gonna
a shot
do
of Malort. It's
and-
not great, but it's a
you'll
free
enjoy
shot.
it. We're gonna do a live record of the podcast at the bar before the divisional round. It's gonna
Yes.
be fucking awesome. So
Anywho.
Please come
bring your
through.
friends, come through.
If you know friends, if you're not gonna be here, you know friends in New York, let them know. And we're like we're posting the graphic, promoting it and everything around social and in the Discord, so you'll see it and just spread love, man.
Love you guys. Appreciate it.
Peace.
See ya.
Disagree with any of these takes? Let us know in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and go to thegameday.com for all of your betting needs and offers.